Hi everyone, in this presentation we're going to talk about the life as an octopus and the function of each body part. This presentation is presented by Kate, Gabriella, and Felicity. Okay, in this slide we're going to be talking about the life cycle of an octopus. The first stage is the egg phase, and female octopus can only lay eggs once in their lifetime and may lay around to 56,000 or more eggs. The female octopus will expel her eggs into the water and will thread them together like shown in the first picture and will usually protect them in an underwater cave. The second stage of the life cycle is called the larvae stage, or also known as the paralarvae because they are platonic. Throughout growth, the female octopus will keep guard of their eggs for months, never leaving them alone until her offsprings are hatched. Each egg is shaped as a white teardrop about the size of a grain of rice. The third stage is the juvenile stage. At the juvenile stage, the octopus grows at a rapid rate. This is due to because of its short lifespan. They usually display lighter color pigment and are usually 5 to 25 inches long. And then the final stage is adulthood. The average lifespan of an octopus is 3 to 5 years. As most creatures, the octopus's main purpose in life is to reproduce. Once male and female octopus mate, the males die after a few months for mating, while the female cares for the eggs up until they hatch, and which then the female shortly dies after that. For the rest of this video, we will be discussing about the anatomy of the octopus. In terms of structure, this creature has a simple one. We will go over the tentacles and the suckers, the siphon, the ink sac, the hearts, and the brains. Okay, so octopuses have 3 hearts that require more oxygen than most creatures. With their 3 hearts, they maintain a constant high blood pressure in order to cope with low oxygen levels. 2 hearts are known as the gill hearts, which pump oxygen-rich blood through the gills, while 1 heart, the systematic heart, circulates the blood through the rest of the body. For blue blood, according to researchers, the reason octopuses have blue pigment in their blood is due to the protein called hemocyan. Hemocyan is a blood protein that contains copper atoms that bind to oxygen atoms. This blood protein helps with their adaptations towards living in environments with extreme temperatures where many creatures cannot live in. Okay, so located at the front of their mantle is a structure called the siphon. Their siphon is also known as a funnel. They have a single siphon that is used for both respiration and locomotion. And then they also have a structure called an ink sac, which is attached to a gland that produces the ink, and then the ink is stored within the sac. The ink passes through the gland and it mixes with its mucus, creating a thick, dark blob, and then it is shot through the siphon with a water jet. The ink pigment is called melanin, which gives the ink its dark color. It is mostly used as a defense mechanism to escape and scare off predators. And here is like a short video to kind of like show how they kind of breathe through the siphon. Okay, fun fact, octopuses use camouflage. Here's a short video a friend of mine took when we went diving. It shows an octopus camouflaging to the corals and rocks to try to not be detected and escape. So you can kind of see the octopus, it's just trying to camouflage and not be detected.
It is very common for the 8 long and flexible limbs on an octopus to be referred to as tentacles, but they are actually called arms. The difference between tentacles and arms is that tentacles will only have suckers at the ends of them, while arms are completely covered in suckers or are shorter in length. As you can see in these pictures here, the suckers cover the entire arms of the octopus. And here are some pictures of the squid to compare them to. They have two very long tentacles with the suckers only present on the ends of them. They also have 8 arms like the octopus as well, and they are a lot shorter than the tentacles. The arms of an octopus are used for quite a few different things. They use their arms to hang onto different surfaces. They can grab their prey with them and direct it towards their mouth. They can also taste their food through their arms. This is called chemotactile sensation. When an octopus touches their prey with their arms, they are in a sense licking it. They mostly get around by walking with the use of their arms. This is just a video showing a few octopus using their arms in different ways. When an octopus loses an arm, they also have the ability for it to grow back, and when it does, it is just as good as the original. There are a number of reasons why an octopus loses an arm, such as when they are trying to escape a predator, they have the ability to cast it off from their body to allow for a getaway. They can become damaged or even lost from its prey trying to defend itself from the octopus. They can also cast them off their body during starvation and illness. Their body will actually metabolize the tissue in order to get energy. When an octopus lays their eggs, they will not eat the entire time they are looking after them. This can be weeks or even months. The ability to grow their arms back is believed to be because they use them for just about everything they do. From finding food, defending themselves, and filling their environment, it is common to find an octopus in the wild with at least one arm that has been damaged. Since octopus have arms and not tentacles, there can be up to 280 suckers present on each arm. That means an octopus can have a total of 2,240 suckers. Most octopus can be found with 2 rows of suckers along their arms, but there are some that only have 1 row. The amount of suckers and rows depend on the species of octopus. Like this octopus here is a glass octopus. It has a lot less suckers and only 1 row of them on the arms. Every single sucker is able to be controlled independently from the others. Each one of them can feel their surroundings, grasp or suction objects, and rotate. Their mouth is located on their underside in the middle of their arms. They do not have any teeth at the opening, therefore they do not chew their food. Instead, they use beaks that are hard and retractable in order to break open shells and tear apart flesh. They have a barbed tongue called a radula, and they use it to scrape out the contents inside the shells. The salivary papilla is an organ that is covered in teeth. This organ can actually drill holes into shells. The secretion from the papilla's body can cause erosion to the shell and can make the prey weak.
The octopus has 9 brains. The first one is a central brain, which if you look at this picture, you can see that the octopus has a large head, and based on our anatomy, you might think that the brain is in that entire region, but in this red circle, you can see that it's only in that small portion, and this brain determines the overall wants or needs. It has 500 million neurons, and for comparison, if you think about humans, we have 86 billion neurons, so you can see where they scale based on our knowledge and capabilities. And it is donut shaped and surrounds the esophagus, so it's a little different from our brain, but just as good. Now, the octopus has 8 mini brains called ganglia, and they are located at the base of each arm. So in this red circle, that's typically where they'll be found. They allow the arms to act independently because there's 1 brain per arm, so they can give their own commands. And the neurons connect to their suckers, which allows them to detect physical sensations, smell, and taste. So they get a lot of information from their arms and their suckers, and the 8 ganglia have their own neural ring that bypasses the central brain, which transmits information to help each arm with coordination. So the arms know what they're doing, but they act independently from the central brain. And in these pictures, you can see the octopus hiding in a shell and running with its legs, and that's because they do not have proprioception, which is the body's ability to sense movement, action, and location, and that's due to the abundance of brains that they have, and this allows them to move fluidly and run on two legs and hold all of their other legs up, or hide in a clamshell. And now a fun fact. So octopus can regenerate arms. They do this by using undifferentiated stem cells that develop into specialized cells, and this is highly impressive because of the brains that they have and the amount of neurons going throughout each arm. They're able to completely regenerate a new mini brain and the new neurons, and research has found that the arm is as good as a original arm, so that's fun.